Almost every single client of mine, mostly women, mention money as a major stressor for them at the same time as I'm going through my own personal finance journey and wondering, like, what's missing here?
Jacent Wamala is a licensed marriage and family therapist in Las Vegas. She never made a budget in her life before 2017 when she finally acknowledged that the numbers were not adding up. She had a master's degree, but says she was making $17,000 and she had over $90,000 in debt.
Where did all of the expense come from?
The majority of it was student loans, and then the rest was credit cards.
Talk to me then about your journey for how you started to kind of climb out of it.
I was born in Uganda and raised in the States. And so I feel like we all get this checklist that says, go to school, get a good job, get married, and kind of do the American dream. And while I'm sure that works for so many people, it didn't end up really working out for me.
A few months after getting divorced, Jacent's father died, and she says she was lost in grief.
I could keep going down the path that I was already on. And obviously that led to more debt and more despair. But on the other side was, what if I try to get in control in this one area in my life?
Jacent very candidly shared what she called her debt journey on social media, right down to dollars and cents.
I was paying the minimums until November of 2017, where I started increasing my payments on my debt, as you can see.
Why did you talk about your debt journey on social media?
We see people post their lunch and their workouts. And so for me, it was, I'm posting that I'm budgeting and I'm not going shopping. So I think it was a combination of organically just sharing my life and what I was up to at the time. But I also wanted to share that there are other ways of approaching finances and what you're doing.
I'm going to go cry for a little bit. It's probably going to be like a 30, 45 minute-er.
Jacent's honesty about her financial situation, her vulnerability, and her raw emotion.
I understand nothing.
Hit a nerve with her online community, who resonated with her practical plans and positive outlook.
There are a lot of people who would advise to just severely cut back, but you don't agree with that necessarily.
There's a whole, group of people who have been thriving financially, and contracting is not a part of that formula. One of the main reasons why you're not making more money is because you haven't asked. Straight and simple, straight to the point.
As her debt started decreasing, her online community was increasing and asking her for more.
Talking about making more money is one of my favorite things to do.
She started an online business as a money mindset coach with the focus on immigrants and people of color, an underserved population that Jacent says often lack practical financial tools.
My life will be different 1 year from now. The biggest lie we tell ourselves is that we're not worthy. Whether it's in money, whether it's in health, relationships, it's about self-worth.
Jacent paid off her last bill at age 27 after meticulously watching her money and expanding her income with her practice, her online business, and a teaching position at the University of Nevada.
Guess how much I actually paid off? Over $94,000. So interest is not a game.
What do you hope resonates with viewers about your journey and your story?
So instead of looking at me and saying, oh my gosh, that's amazing what she's doing, how can you start looking at your own journey and how you can dig into how challenging, the things that you're going through are, but how that's going to turn into your purpose and what's going to fuel and motivate others around you.
Jacent also has a free podcast on practical financial tools and advice, and she offers these tips. She says, start with the end in mind. Imagine a life in detail of how it would be to feel financially free. So you put it there and then you get to it. And remember, she says, motivation is what gets you going, and then momentum gets you to the finish line. And Jacent's next journey will begin in May as a mom.
Oh,
So
congratulations to her.
I think she really resonated on social media because there weren't a lot of people who looked like her giving practical advice. I think a lot of people just thought, financial advisors and all of that, I don't really fit the mold. But then when they saw her do it, they're thinking, okay, well, how can I do it too?
And she lived it.
And she lived it.
Yeah.
A great story and a reminder of the crushing pain that debt really can create for so many people and how hard it is to work yourself out.